Greetings to you all and welcome to another video. First of all, thanks to you all who watched my last video. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your comments and your feedback. They were very helpful and encouraging. I appreciate you all. So, moving on, let's talk about ourselves. What opinion do you have of you? So, today I'm going to be talking about self-image, how we see ourselves. Self-image is important because it is the idea we hold in our minds of the kind of person we are, either by our experiences or by the opinion of others. So, when we look at the mirror, all we see is a reflection of ourselves. It is not the real us, because the real us is in our inside. And that's why it is important to know about our self-image and to find out, what do you really think about yourself? When a person has a positive self-image, everything about them and around them starts to become better. Things begin to improve and change. Is like miracle, because positive self-image births positive attitude. And when someone has a positive attitude, you don't just take things ordinarily anymore. You start to see things from a different perspective. With a positive attitude, you find out that the person begins to see things differently. The person becomes optimistic and sees the good side of everything. These are the people that will have a high expectation of what they want to achieve. And so, because of this expectation that they have, they will set goals, and this will keep them focused to achieve anything they want to achieve. Now, earlier I mentioned that our self-image are those ideas we form in our minds. Now, these are either as a result of our own experiences or the judgment of others. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to create this video as part 1, where I will be discussing about the experiences we have and how it can impact on our self-image. Under personal experiences will be body image. Under body image, I would like to talk about the composition of the body or shape of the body. It's a situation where people find or have dissatisfaction of how their body is. Now, it could be any part of the body. Some people may have a dissatisfaction of how their eyes is shaped, how their nose is shaped, how their lips is shaped, or their entire physique, like not really everything. It could be any parts of the body, the legs, arm, the bottom, the chest. And so when they have this dissatisfaction, it kind of impacts on their self-image. So to paint a picture to help you understand what I mean is, supposing you see somebody and consider them to be okay in your own eyes, but then the person thinks of themselves not to be adequate. They feel as though something is missing inside of them, and something needs to be improved or modified or changed or added, anything like that. Now, let's take a man for example. If a man feels as though he is not satisfied with the way he looks, usually in addition to going to the gym, they will now go to buy some artificial thing they take, to build muscles, to prove their masculinity. Steroids. Some of them don't actually cannot stop with this habit, because they carry on and continue until, instead of looking normal, they kind of distort their whole body, and it begins to impact on their self-esteem. For women, when they feel unhappy with the way they look, they also go to do these surgeries like getting their chest enlarged, or getting their bottom enlarged, or shrinking their midsection. But we know that these surgeries are not 100% safe. Although the kind of surgery that happens today is well advanced, they tell them about getting the fat from other areas of the body, mostly from the stomach and thigh, and then transfer it to the bottom. It appears to be a safe procedure, to be done. But somehow nobody tells these ladies that it is not 100% safe. Now, although it sounds safe, what happens sometimes is that when these fats are taken out from different parts of the body, sometimes the fat cells undergo through trauma and they are not able to survive. So these fat cells themselves die, which medically they call necrosis. So when these fat cells that were taken from other parts of the body are now transferred to the bottom, and when they die there, it leaves the bottom looking lumpy. It leaves it looking uneven, as if it's got dimples or holes in them. And sometimes they might even need to go for another reconstruction or something like that. So although people are told that they take fat from other parts of your body and then put it on the bottom, it doesn't guarantee 100% safe outcome. Anything can happen, due to that process. And another thing people should remember is these fat cells, when they are put there, it doesn't take into account of how the fat cells might decrease, diminish, or die, which I've already spoken about, or it doesn't take account into how much the fat cells might decide to multiply in that area. So if they decide to multiply, it means you have an overly excessive bottom from what you actually planned initially. There is no standard beauty or a defined shape that everyone has to be. People come in all forms of sizes and shapes. If you take a look at your family members, you will see that each and every one of them have got their own unique shapes. Even if you've got identical twins in your family, if you look closely, you will find out, although they have a lot of similarities, you will see something different. And that is, what you need to think about that everyone is unique in their own way, and for you to see yourself in a better light. Some of these augmentations that men and women go through actually leaves them in a worse state before they even, in a worse state before they started. And it has been documented that some of them actually regret getting all these changes or surgeries and wished, to have their old body bags and all that. But these are usually major things that happen in the body that when it's done, sometimes it cannot be reversed, but from there they have to carry on managing it and try to, medicate whatever problem that has caused them. So this is just to create awareness, for you to see a different way of looking at your body. Because I know that most of you would have seen people who do not have the complete part of their body. And the way I see things is, if you have something you don't like about your body, just pay attention or put your focus on the part of your body. If you like your ear, more than any other part of your body, just focus on that ear and appreciate yourself from there. If it's your legs or the shape of your head, be thankful for the one you've got, and let it encourage you. Under body image, another important topic to talk about is color. Yes, skin color or our complexion. Now, skin color, I'm not going to talk about all the different skin colors from other races. For the sake of this video, I am actually concentrating on the skin color within my cultural background, the dark people in Africa. So I know there are some lighter people there as well, and other dark people in other continents in the world, but from where I am from, we are predominantly, dark, a lot of dark people there. And all I want to say is that the dark skin or complexion comes in different shades. And if you look closely, in every family, even if every member of the family is dark, you will see that they all got like different shades to them. There is no family where all of them turns out to be one particular color. The thing surprising about this color thing and the way people see it from my cultural background, why it is worth me putting it into this category in body image, is because there is a way that people perceive it, and not in a very positive light, but kind of in a degrading way. Now you hear people call other people names like blackie, 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 just meaning that, oh, you are too black, and because you're too black, then it must not be good. Which is actually, I don't know where that stems from, to be honest, because everyone is actually dark, and then there are different shades of them. I mean, this spectrum is quite wide. It goes from the deep dark and maybe changing and going a little bit lighter into browns. There are different shades of brown to, the end of fairly brighter dark skin color. And this is why I am actually mentioning this, is that some people whose skin color is of a different shade have actually seen or decided to make fun, of people who are very dark in complexion. I don't know why, but for me, I don't even see it like that, as it doesn't make sense at all, to me. Is like people being ignorant of how human beings, acquire their complexion and all that. Something about the complexion is a thing that no one can actually create. Now, a couple or any parent who is either very deep in their dark skin color or probably fairly light can give birth to an opposite child, like a child of opposite color, in the sense that this child may not actually come out with the complexion of their parents as a result of genes and genetics. They might decide to take on the complexion of their grandparents or their great-grandparents. Like people will take on the complexion of their forefathers and all that, and that's how this works. Why this is important to mention is, although people go around and sometimes pick on people and go blackie, blackie and all that, it actually does impact negatively on people, on some of these people. I mean, some of the people, it doesn't matter to them. They just brush it off and get on with their life, while other people, it does negatively impact on them. Because how you would know this is they will look for ways to try to wash out their skin color. They might go to the extent of buying whitening creams or bleaching, creams, and begin to apply it on their body. But these things, have harsh chemicals in them. What happens is that when these things are used on the skin, it might seem to be working, or you might see the skin get brighter, but when they get to a certain age, maybe my age, in your 40s, if you look closely at the skin, as I'm showing you, their skin might not come up this way, actually, because all the chemicals in this whitening creams and all that is actually harsh to the skin. So what it does will be to give it like a film, like a wrinkly film sort of texture to it, as if it's wrinkling, because it has gone through stress under hard conditions and all that. So that's what happens actually to the skin when it is subjected to all these whitening, bleaching agents and all that. So it is very important to let people know about this, so as to make, so as to stop mockery of a particular shade of dark, and also to stop people from going to try to change their skin color. You can't wash it out. You can't even use chemicals to change it. Using chemicals, is the result you will get will be temporal, in the sense that after some years you will see your skin wrinkles, and if you're my age, you wouldn't be looking like that age you are in. You will be looking as if you are very old, because the skin would have wrinkled out and all that, and there is no repair to that as well. And I have come across, in fact, the shocking thing I heard from a lady, tell me, a lady who is dark-skinned, quite darker than I am, who married another dark-skinned, who married a dark-skinned man as well. But in this case, although both of them are quite deep dark, the man is actually darker than her. It shocked me when this lady told me that the man was suggesting she uses a bleaching cream, because he kept on telling her, I don't like the way you look, you're too dark, I hope you don't give birth to a very black baby. And this man is black. The audacity, I can't even believe it. Like, he is darker than this. If you find yourself to be struggling with any of this area I mentioned under body image, the solution, I would say, is to have a self-acceptance of who you are. It might be difficult for you to do, but to help you, I'm going to give you some instances. And I've already said it, that it will be important for you to see yourself in a different light. Don't be too critical on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't think that you have to be perfect. None of us are perfect, to be honest. I am not perfect, but I have actually accepted all my imperfections as part of my identity. So you can do it as well. You can embrace all those areas that are happy. Once you have developed this attitude of thankfulness, of appreciation of the ones that you like, with time you will get used to what you can do, or how you can manage those areas that you don't like. And it might surprise you that you might begin to accept yourself the way you are. So if you're struggling with any of these areas, the way you can do it is to actually help yourself with, making, telling yourself something positive. Now, I have with me post-it notes that you can use. You can use any color you like, and write something very positive about yourself, and then you can write I am beautiful. And then when you write those things that you know can actually make you feel better, you put it somewhere. You can just write on the post-it note and still go ahead and stick it on somewhere you can, find them. Somewhere you can look at them every day and remind yourself of those positive words. Like so. If you don't want it to be seen openly like that by everyone, if they are too personal for you, or if you haven't got your own, private area, another thing you can do is to get yourself a journal, like a book. And I like this one. This one says, just breathe. It's simply telling you, relax, don't be too hard on yourself, And in this journal, it helps you to organize everything that, it helps you to organize your life, basically, anyway. It helps you to track what you're doing, This one has got like 5 columns. I got it from Lidl. So, and this one has 5 columns. It tells you, it has columns about your weekly activities. It has another column that is about your goals, goal planner. I wish, therefore I will. I mean, this is a typical example of what I was saying. Like, if you have a positive attitude, you would automatically want to do something for yourself. So this actually encourages you to kind of start doing something. There is another column as well. If it's someone who is struggling with their health, weight, or anything, look at, it's got another column that says healthy body, healthy mind. And you can document all you eat or what you do about yourself. Now this one is a different column, and in this column is got exciting times ahead. This is a column for your future plans. It gives you opportunity to document anything that you plan on doing, and so on and so forth. And there's another column as well that you can document things that really important to you. And I think this one is the best because it reads, write it, believe it, make it happen. Yes, that's right. Write it, believe it, make it happen. It's actually got like this lovely golden pen to write everything out. But if you haven't got a journal, or if you don't find anyone you like, you can do I just bought this because I went to the shops and I find this to be fancy, so I got it. But before I bought this, I used to use my notebooks, and this one is actually full. As you can see, it's actually full because I do a lot of writings and documenting things. So this one is full, and that's why I had to go and look for this journal. So those are ways to help you do something. At least when you write it, you think about it, you look at it, you believe it. And in all I've said today about how we can maintain a positive self-image, such as seeing things in a different light and seeing things from a positive perspective, being optimistic about things, so that we can actually begin to develop positive attitudes that gets us, results that we need. I equally mentioned some tools that can help us, achieve this. I talked about using post-it notes to write inspirational words that you can put in strategic places in your home, you know, all those places that is unavoidable. You could stick the post-it notes there, and there it will serve as a reminder. Every time you see it, you remember what you're supposed to be thinking. You don't carry on thinking about the negative things you have heard and formed in your heart. So with this, it helps to feed your mind with what is right, with those things actually that you desire. You can equally use a journal, or if you choose, you can get yourself a notebook. Now, any of these will serve the same purpose. If you're very personal and you don't want your post-it note, you know, to be all over the place, if you don't have your private place, it will be okay to use books to document your progress as you go along. Now, in addition to all this, I'd like to mention a very encouraging words to me. Now, this has helped me forever, like for a long time. And this encouraging word is referenced in the book of Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 and 27. And God said, "Let us make man in our own image." And so he made them to resemble him and created human beings to look like himself. Now, whatever anyone has ever told you, you know, about you, or maybe told you something not very nice about you or your futures or how you look, let this serve as a reminder that you resemble God. And now we have come to the end of this video of considering how our personal experience can impact on our self-image. Thank you for watching, and I'll kindly ask you to make contributions and comment what your take is on this topic. Now, if you watch till the end, I'll also like you to comment, think positive. Thank you, and see you in the next video.